Hey up Woodlanders. Today it's Saturday and it's the 8th day of the Great Big Green Week. As an annoying hedge cutter in the background. To stay on the theme of swapping and sharing, thought today we would talk about books that can inspire us. I absolutely love books. I love the internet for its information, and I love books as well. I just love the peace and quiet of being able to read off paper. I'm not a book reader, but I like books that inspire me to do something else and push boundaries and push myself and motivate me to do something for the good of others or for the planet. And I wanted to share with you a couple of books that really have made a difference to the way I look at things and move me to want to do something positive. No doubt you've got books that have particularly touched you and inspired you, and we'll come to that in a moment. I've got a whole bookshelf that I made in a video way back that really didn't do very well. The video about the bookshelf, not the books themselves. But I love my bookshelf and I love all the books on it. If you'll allow me, I'll just share with you a couple of books that have inspired me, and also an extra one at the end that might be a little bit different to what you might think of. The first one is one of Ben Law's early books. Ben Law was a guy who features on a Channel 4 programme all about his woodland house. This is one of his early books that talks about the whole woodland ecosystem as he sees it, from a very much of a permaculture side, how each choice has an impact further down the line. Anyway, I won't go into the book in detail. It was a book that really inspired me on our woodland journey. We own a tiny bit of woodland in the National Forest, and it was just one way I thought, you know what, that could work for me. So a really inspiring book by Ben Law. Cracking bit of kit, that one. One of the very first books that I bought as part of my green woodworking journey was one of Ray Tabor's books. And to be fair, initial reading from a novice perspective, it is not an easy read. It's more of a reference guide, and it really, I wouldn't say put me off, but it felt very daunting because it used terminology that I was not familiar with. So which leads me on to another book that I felt came from a more elementary, simplistic beginner's approach, that the way it was written, again, I found it motivating and inspiring. You know, this is possible, we can do this, it's achievable, was this book. But again, one that looks at things from a straightforward approach, no nonsense. You can plan, it gives you real figures, things you can work off, realistic goals to work towards. At the end of it you think, okay, it's realistic, but it's doable, it's inspiring, and it makes you realise that traditional woodworking, the coppice style, is still possible in this modern world. Excellent book, like that one. There was another book that I've not got with me here today, was another one of Ben Law's books. It was all to do with roundwood timber framing. Once I'd watched that programme on the Channel 4, I was like, man, that's absolutely brilliant. I bought the book, but really didn't do anything with it. I sort of skim-read it, looked at lots of pictures, thought, well, that's nice. Then I went on a roundwood timber framing course for a week with Adrian. Adrian is somebody who knows Ben and has worked with him on their roundwood timber framing. He ran a course all about roundwood timber framing and its methods, its hands-on approach, both reciprocal roofs and sort of A-frame roundwood timber framing. We did that, and I came away, it was like feeling, yes, this is achievable and doable. Within about 12 months I'd forgotten a lot of what I learned, but that's where Ben Law's book came in. It was another book I found inspiring, and since then I've built 2 roundwood timber framing projects. One was one I did up the Woodland. I did that without YouTube. The second one I did was our outdoor kitchen, which is a video series I did last year. Personally, I love that. So great book that is, but that's up the Woodland with my roundwood timber framing tools. If I can, just on a final note, pine needle basketry. Maybe not written in a style that inspires, but it's written more as a tutorial style book. I wanted to have a go at something that was an indoor craft rather than an outdoor craft, and I just took to it. I do like that. I've made about 6 or 7, 8 maybe of these pine needle baskets. I found that an excellent little book just to help me on my way to the pine needle basket journey that I'm on. So let me know what particular book you really enjoyed that has inspired you, to motivate you, to make you feel like this is achievable, I can do it personally, really kind of drives you to move forward. If there's a book that did that, please share it in the comments below. And if you're able to, as part of the Great Big Green Week, stand up for nature, share what you've learned with others, including what book that particularly inspires you, and I'll see you on the next one.